Okay, good morning, Facebook family. Long time no see. I know that's probably what you're going to say, or probably what you're saying, or probably what you've said. However, I am here, and I'm here quite early this morning because I have a few things I need to do. But I want to talk about this because something happened in my just recently, as recent as yesterday, that prompted me to bring this conversation up. And I want to talk about this. The title of the feed is Brush Fires. And, in light of, and not to make any light of the tragedies that are going on in California with regards to their brush fires, the rampant brush fires that are taking place in the recent weeks, this is something that I want to, and you guys know how I do, what I do, when I do. I always start at one point and I end up at another because that's what life does. And I like for my feeds to do like life do, because it's about application, and it's about learning, and it's about growing, and it's about evolving. But I want to talk about something that happened to me yesterday, as recent as yesterday, and then I'm going to mushroom out, and I'm going to broaden out the context to help me. To help me, help you, help us. Does that make sense? Okay, so the definition of brush fires is, the first one, it says it has two different definitions. It says a fire in brush in scrub or scrub. A fire in brush or scrub. Simple, basic, but I wanted to go to the second one. A conflict, especially an armed conflict that arises suddenly and is limited in scale or area. That's where I want to go this morning. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. This is how we gonna do this. Okay, what happens a lot of times is that I know what happens a lot of times is that I go about life a lot of times, and I'm doing what I do, and I am how I am, and I'm learning to be more transparent about my flaws, my faults, and my humanness. But it does not change the fact that I am humane. And there's a big difference. A lot of times that one letter on the end makes a big difference. Humane versus being human versus being humane. Or listen, you can be human and not be humane. And that's what I'm learning. And that's what I'm learning from this experience. I did not know that it takes for me to get into an experience to realize just how much better I've gotten or what I've evolved to. Does that make sense? And so I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting here before you because what happens is that when I grow as a person, I need to stay grounded in some of the fundamental precepts that have helped me from my foundation. And that's pivotal. Listen, it's very, very difficult to do, but it can be done. Just a few days ago, I had got word that, everybody know that I'm a movie girl. And I had got word that an actor had passed away, surprisingly. It was a big surprise. And Chadwick Boseman, and he passed away of colon cancer. But I don't want to talk about his death. I want to talk about the lesson I got from his life. And I was reading, on Facebook, and I do what I do on Facebook. And I was reading through Facebook, and it talked about how he had this team of people, and the more famous he got, the more people he had to add to his team. And this is how I'm receiving what I read. So I want you to hold that, because how I'm receiving and how I'm perceiving is so important, what I read on Facebook. But it talks about his family, his loved ones, his barbers, it's a slew of things. It listed a whole bunch of people. And as he traveled through life, he had to add different people to his circle, and he added these people to his circle. And when a time came that was critical, i.e., he got a diagnosis, a terminal diagnosis, right? A terminal diagnosis. And when he got that diagnosis, his team, right, rallied around him. And I want you to hold on to perceiving and receiving. How we perceive and receive. Because I read this, and it was very, very endearing how, like when the time came, and now that we're here and his passing is here, like nobody really knew except for these key people that was designated with this information. So stay with me. Please stay with me. I really feel like this is going to be fire this morning, because I'm going to talk about some things that, I make no bones about who I am and where I'm at. There are some things and some people that are sacred to me, right? I have a circle, right? And I talk about it in my past feeds about how I build my camp. And sometimes I akin it to an auditorium, or sometimes I akin it, it's so sacred, I akin it to church, right? Who's in the front pew? Who's up? Who's the preacher? Who's the deacon? Who's in the nurses? I set it up like that because it depends on where I'm at, my frame of mind, and what venue I'm in my life. Is how I set my life up and how I describe and look at my people. That's what my camp. And so, listen, in his living, in such a short period of time, he was able to leave a legacy behind. I don't know about anybody else, and if you're paying attention, if you read life, if you're life literate, but he left a legacy with me that has left an indelible mark on my life, right? The people in your camp, that is powerful. And not just to be like able to put that together like that, the people that you pick like that, and those people were able to respect you in that manner in such a fragile time. I get it, but to be so young and to be able to say of himself that he's young, gifted, and black. You feel me? Like the confidence, right? The humility, all that stuff embodied in one place. That's something for me to be in awe of, something to strive for. And I want to be clear about what I'm saying, because I always put myself in a position. I try to always put myself in a position where I'm striving for higher ground, where I'm learning about things that will help me put me to a better place, where I'm actually leveling up, if that makes sense. So I'm here and I'm looking at I'm learning from these life lessons. I'm not looking at the fact that he died. I'm sad because yes, he was phenomenal as an actor. He did what he did, and he did it good. But I want to talk about the life lessons I got from this, because I used to date a guy, and he practiced a particular religion, and he would say this, and it would grate me to my soul. And now I understand why it grated me. He would say, every soul must taste death. And I used to bother me, but it bothered me because at that time in my life, I was not accepting of the fact that one day I am going to meet the doors of death, or taste death, as he would say. But now I'm further along, years along in life, and a little bit wiser and a little bit growner, as some would say. And, that statement doesn't bother me anymore because it's a truth, right? It's a truth. It doesn't bother me as much. It bothers me, but not as much. So I want to go to... Listen, stay with me. So I'm at this place where I'm learning this stuff, and I get up to yesterday, and I'm learning so many valuable gems being in the position that I'm in right now, in my life, at the place that I'm at. Financially, I'm not where I want to be at. I finished off my education, but there's another piece that needs to be taken care of, which is licensure. As far as my small business venture goes, I'm not where I wanted to be. Actually, a couple of years ago, it flatlined. I kept the name going, but it flatlined because I had to pursue internship and different things as such. My relationships overall, right? These are 4 areas of my life that I want to touch on, possibly 5. But my relationships are my relationships with my friends and my relationships with my friends in my circle. This is what my area is, and this is what this feed is about with regards to brush fires. And I've been talking about it for the past couple of months. I've been talking about it. And then the 5th area is my intimate relationships. I separate those two because my intimate relationships that I'm pursuing romantically and intimately, right, is intimacy does not just relegate it to romantic relations. In my intimate relations, in my relationships, in my personal interactions daily, it needs work. And my intimate relationships, my intimacy with regards to romantic relations is stronger, believe it or not, than this right here, because I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm leveling up. But I want to talk about those 5 areas, the last 2 areas in particular. I got to a place where I was learning so much, and I'm embarking in meditation. I'm finding that line where I'm getting the information that I need to walk down the road of life. And then yesterday happened. I was confronted with the fact that I still got some stuff I need to work on. You know, I've said some stuff to some people that was hurtful. I've said some stuff about some people that was harmful, possibly. And what has happened is that what has happened is, I hope this call doesn't, what has happened is, hey, what's going on? What has happened is I've gotten a dose of reality. Like I'm human. Now, I talked about human and humane, right? Now, being humane, the humane thing to do was, because I'm at a different place in my life. Because at a time when this information would have became apparent to me, I would have just brushed it off because, you know, the hood I come from says that, you know, you mind your business, leave it alone, and do as I was suggested. It was suggested to me not to say nothing. That's the hood I come from, right? Snitches get stitches. That's where I come from. But you know what? If I'm talking about I'm growing up, if I'm talking about I'm evolving, if I'm talking about, hey, Lance, it says you can come on camera. Do you want to talk about brush fires? If you do, let me know. Respond in the box and I'll respond accordingly. But let me keep going. So what happens is that I've grown. I don't want to do that anymore. Because I see what that gets me. It just keeps going on. That hurtful stuff that was said, the hurtful things that are done, when nothing's said, when secrets are kept when secrets are, they grow in the dark. They die in the light of exposure. Talking about secrets and just letting stuff ride and letting stuff roll off your back and leaving it alone and letting it be. And if it ain't bothering you, don't bother it. I'm sick of that. So what I did was the humane thing to do. And I want you to stay with me, because the humane thing to do sometimes in situations like this sometimes will seem hurtful. So the humane thing to do, I gauged out in my anger, in my seething anger, in my hurt, in my disappointment, in my frustration, in my clouded judgment. I made an executive decision because it involved me. What I did was I made a decision to confront the situation. Yes, I woke up this morning. I'm so glad I did. I'm still glad I did, because guess what? This right here is that I'm at a crucial place right here where I want to change. I want to level up. And these decisions right here are going to feed the other areas of my life. I want to talk about the irrigation system real quick. And the irrigation system is a watering system that deals with the plants. Right? I think I'm saying this right. For all you landscapers, I think Dennis is out there. Dennis, am I saying this right? Good morning. Dennis, tell me if I'm saying this right about irrigation, because I'm not a planner, but I have been familiar and have gotten some information on it. So let me know about the irrigation system, because I'm about to go into it. It says you guys can come on camera. If you want to come on and talk about this, let me know. Respond in the comments and I will respond accordingly. But irrigation system, in order for something to be able to grow, talking about the planting system and different things as such, I have to be in a position where water and essential ingredients have to take place, like the tending of the soil, the taking care of, putting fertilizer where it needs to be at, so that the grass, but the most important thing is moisture and water. And the irrigation system has to be working and operable in order for it to get to where all of the place where you're trying to grow what you're trying to grow. Did I say that right, Dennis? I hope I did. But anyway, so I got to this place where I don't want to be the one that just, when information comes to me, it just sits right here with me, because the irrigation system, it is not filtering all the way through. So when I got to it yesterday, I addressed it. I confronted it. Now, will people stop speaking to me? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Because I've been a part of toxic relationships for too long. Toxicity, right? Yes, I did. Thank you. So but I've been a part of toxicity for too long. I want to talk about mean behavior towards people, malicious gossip. Let's talk about, because we talking about transparency and talking about leveling up, and we talking about getting better, and we going to start with me. Right? So this is what happened. So I confronted the behavior yesterday. Some people are going to stop speaking to me. My phone is not going to ring as often, and it's going to be I'm going to be in the hallway in a lot of places. Is it okay? The vain part of me, the ego part of me, the prideful part of me, yeah, that side of me is saying, oh my God, what the F did you do? But the other side of me that's getting up every day, hitting that mat, meditating, trying to figure out the course of my life, where it is I want to go, because I got more days behind me than I got ahead of me. And the ones ahead of me, I want them to be peace. That part of me, Tish, you did the right thing. And I'm not going to stop. Yeah, I was complicit to some behaviors, but when do you say enough is enough? When do you keep allowing yourself to be guilted into the fact that, well, you was just over there yesterday doing whatever with me. You was just over there gossiping with me. You was just over there. You just did that just 2 minutes ago. Okay, so when does change happen? When will change happen? When will you stop being guilted? But when you did it to me, right? Who put that big? When will it stop? Better yet, this what came up in my spirit when I did meditation this morning. When I was finishing off, right? When I was finishing off, the toxicity in my hold on, the reason why, I'm going to tell you why, I'm going to speak for me, and I don't know if this is for you, but the reason why I hold on sometimes still to toxic relationships is because there's still this toxic part of me, right? I'm coming. There's still this toxic part of me, right? Right? Because I talked about the pride, the ego, the vengeful side, the mean Tisha side. There's still this toxic side of me, right? That wants to hold on to these people because they feed that toxic side. Why do you still want to say toxic? Why is that still acceptable? Tisha. And it ain't the people that's toxic. It's the behaviors. Let me just break that down. Because I don't believe people wake up in the morning saying, I'm going to go out today and just be a complete, total, utter asshole. I don't believe that. So it's the behavior. And we get caught into ruts. That's what they say in South Carolina when my people come from. They get caught in a rut. Routines. Toxic behaviors. Yeah, I told you it was going to be hot this morning. I knew it because I knew it. So where are you guys today? Where are you guys today? I see a lot of comments. Anybody want to come on camera and talk about brush fires? And what happens is when these behaviors, whether they're good or bad, I told you I was going to end up across town. Brush fires. Because I know, I told you I was going to go all the way across town with this one, like the non-Clifton. So brush fires, just like the bad toxicity, gossip, malicious behavior, routines, maladaptive routines of your being can take off like a brush fire. Because all it takes is one incident. All it takes is one gossip. All it takes is one sentence to say to the wrong person, and it takes off. And how other people perceive it is all the difference. Makes all the difference. But just because I do you like that or we do like that, that doesn't mean I necessarily do other people like that. Because everybody doesn't get the same treatment from that person. That's a whole nother feed right there. Brush fires. The behavior when I made the decision to stand up and say, you know what, Tisha, we not doing this. We going to talk about this. We going to confront the person that this came from. We going to go right to the source. That right there, that behavior right there, that's what I want to take off like a brush fire. I don't want this to just be one instance. I want this to continue on. And I want to build a reputation where people will, when they come to me with bullshit, before they come to me, before they call me, they'll say, you know what? Let me do a quick assessment of this, because this girl over here, I ain't gonna be able to do that with. Just like I know people I could go to with nonsense, because there's different facets to my personality. Let's throw it out there. I know people that I could go to and we could just chop it up and talk nonsensical bullshit. And then there's people that I gotta come straight from the cup, straight from the hip with. Right? I ain't saying we all got it, because y'all may not. You may be that personality that got those people around you, like I described right there in Chadwick Circle. But I want to. That's what I strive to have. And in order for me to have those things. Oh shoot! Sorry guys. In order for me to have those things, where did it go? I have to. My earpiece fell. In order for me to have those things, I have to give up something. I have to sacrifice something. So what am I sacrificing? I wait. I have to sacrifice that old behavior and ideology that serves me no good no more in this new life that I'm trying to pass into. I told y'all I was coming this morning. Not bad for a chick that's been off the job for a few weeks. So that's my thing on brush fires. Is there anybody on here who would like to come on and talk about brush fires? I see you, Tracy. How are you? Yes, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. Dennis, you should come on camera. Yes, Dennis, I'm feeling that. Hey, Dennis. Lance. My son is doing good in the military, Lance. Thank you for asking. Somebody said something about that small part of you that's toxic has to, what's this? Has to go. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So listen, if this information is valuable to you, share it. Share it. Because I'm not the only one. Guess what? If I experienced it because there's another person or people that's in this situation with me. Share it. Click the share button. Share this information, because I'm telling you, this stuff is happening. And it's happening in the dark. Telling people not to tell nobody and all this and all that. No, I can't make no promises. If it's something that's going to hurt other people, or what, if it hurts me, most importantly me, I'm the most important person in our relationship. And if you don't think you're the most important person in your relationship, then shame on you. Because if you don't take care of you, nothing else around you is going to work. Irrigation system. If the irrigation system is faulty, from where the information flows, where the water flows, which it flows through me. If I'm not healthy and working properly, nothing else around me will work. All the weeds and flowers and stuff that I've built up will die. Sorry, guys. So if you don't think you're the most important person in your relationship, like I said, okay, I ain't even here to get in your business. Right? So I'm here. And if you came on a little late, run this back. I'm telling you, I got down this morning. Listen, they say, you shouldn't. Listen, I grabbed my bugle horn and I tooted it this morning because I got down, because it's my truth. And I know that when I speak in truth, that it filters out. It can't be anything other than authentic and genuine, because it's coming from an authentic and genuine place. Yeah, I did that. I said that. I feel that. I trust it. It's my truth. What else do I have? My experience. And I'm filtering out the information as I see it. You guys have a good day. You deserve it. I got to get in this office. I had to get here early. I'm glad I did. Brush fires. Do you have some in your life that need to be put out? Or do you, on the good side, brush fires, do you have some that need to burn ablaze? Because there's some good brush fires. There's some good stuff that's happening in your life that you want to keep going and you want it to burn ablaze. There are passions. But if they're bad, do you have to put them out? And how will you do so? You guys have a good day. You deserve it. And you definitely deserve it if you are pursuing it. Bye.